I want to thank you for convening this hearing first and foremost. Before I begin, I want to take a moment to note the disturbing incident that occurred at Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport last Friday when an individual assaulted multiple TSA officers with wasp spray and a machete. It's a chilling reminder of the risks transportation security officers face every single day on the front lines of the effort to protect passengers and maintain the security of our nation's aviation sector. It is a difficult, dangerous, and often thankless job, but I want you to know, and I feel safe saying I speak for everyone up here, that our thoughts and prayers and our gratitude are with you all. I also want you to know that we are committed to developing solutions to enhance the security at our checkpoints for your safety, as well as that of the passengers you protect. Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you for convening this important hearing today so that we can examine the TSA PreCheck program. The TSA PreCheck program, as I understand it, is one of TSA's risk-based initiatives aiming to maintain effective security while also maximizing efficiency. When the Aviation and Transportation Security Act became law, it authorized TSA to establish requirements to implement trusted passenger programs and use available technologies to expedite the security screening of passengers who participate in such programs. This allows the TSA to vet passengers on the front end through the PreCheck application process. Those passengers can go through expedited screening, and TSA can allocate resources on the ground to focus on travelers who we know less about or suspect of criminal intent. I understand that more than 1 million people have now voluntarily submitted their biographic information in order to participate in this Trusted Traveler program. That makes sense to me. That seems like an appropriate balance between effectiveness and efficiency. But I also understand that certain populations who have not undergone this vetting on the front end are nonetheless sometimes permitted to use the expedited PreCheck screening lanes. That is something that doesn't make sense to me. That suggests to me that the balance sometimes tips maybe too far towards efficiency and maybe at the expense of effective security, but I'm looking forward to hearing the comments of all of the panelists. Certainly, that was the case when a convicted felon and former member of a domestic terrorist organization was permitted to use a PreCheck lane, as we learned from last week's report by the Department of Homeland Security's Office of Inspector General. That kind of breach is simply inexcusable. Of course, it's beneficial to use PreChecks so that we can concentrate our resources on passengers who are unknown to us and pose the highest potential risk. But when a passenger such as this individual, who was known to us and clearly posed enormous risk, is given access to the PreCheck lane, it demands that we take a hard look at the methods being used to calculate that risk. So that's why we're here today, to examine the risks of expanding PreCheck beyond pre-vetted, pre-approved passengers, to reassess the methodology used to assign a person to a given risk category, and to ensure that we never allow the pursuit of efficiency to compromise security. I look forward to hearing from all of the witnesses here today. I also want you to know that we are currently working with Ranking Member Thompson on legislation that will be introduced, and our hope is that the information we gather through today's hearing will better inform that measure. Now, with that, Mr. Chairman, I thank all of the witnesses for joining us today and yield back the balance of my time.